Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. Okay, what you're looking at right now has nothing to do with The Tonight Show. We're going to get to that in a minute. But I wanted to share with you a journey, a battle, if you will, a project of mine. So I picked up this record of Patsy Cline's some time ago, maybe a month or so ago, and had kind of a loose interest in Patsy Cline. Obviously, I knew Crazy, a couple of the main songs like anybody else did, but recently I heard that song and I'm like, dang, that's a good song. And the more I dug into it, I was like, wow, it features the Jordanaires. That was Elvis Presley's backup group. Well, it turns out that her music was like a who's who of, the Nashville recording scene at the time, including Floyd Kramer on piano and all kinds of, well-known talent. Anyway, so I dug this record. I'm like, hey, I got a Patsy Cline record. Sad story. She passed away at a young age from an airplane accident. But an amazing voice. And I went to listen to this record, and I was disappointed because it was so scratched. It looked okay. I mean, here, I'll show you. This is what we're looking at right here. The surface was okay. I mean, it's not the best condition record. It's got a little bit of dust on there, but it looked okay. And then when I went to play it, I was disappointed to find out that it was so crackly. So what I ended up doing was cleaning it, and that didn't fix it. And I noticed that after a couple cleanings, I wasn't getting any benefit. Listen to the crackles. Oh, such good music. But anyway, I noticed that the stylus was dredging out gunk, and a lot of gunk from the record. I was like, holy cow. And then I let it do its thing, and he cleaned it off and deep cleaned it and played it again, pulled out more gunk, and it still sounded crackly. So I put it in the spin clean. I did a double scrub 2 times in the spin clean, did all these specialty treatments, all different chemicals, and this thing still crackles. It still crackles. Let me put to a different song, and I'll show you this, and then we'll get on to the main record. Anyway, amazing music. If you know of Patsy Cline but have never listened to Patsy Cline, the sonic fidelity of these recordings from the mid to late 50s and early 60s is phenomenal. Put on some good headphones, listen to Crazy, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. But that's not why we're here today. We're here today because of this record over here. This is, or I should say, it would have been a way better transition if I said, here's Johnny. Because here is a Tonight Show vinyl record. This is something that I've had maybe for 2 months, and I've been meaning to get to it. I was like, this is way too unique to pass up. It's a weird record too. It's weird. It's on Casablanca record label, and it's a cool, one of my favorite from a physical design standpoint labels. I think it's really cool looking. That being said, from a design standpoint, this is kind of like, okay, this is the best you could come up with. It's kind of odd. It kind of looks like a value record, but it features snippets of famous guests, and the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson had the who's who of, pop culture, movies, music during the time that he was on. Now, I had a VHS set in the 90s. It was like I think it was Johnny Carson's favorite moments of the Tonight Show. I watched that thing over and over and over again. I couldn't get enough of it. I really, really, really liked Johnny Carson. And I liked Jay Leno as well. And, Jay Leno was, when I was watching the Tonight Show on the air, that was really, the era that I was watching it. But this is the original. Interesting little trivia. If you hear some of the original Rat Pack music recordings, the live recordings, there's Sammy Davis right there, you will notice that the MC is often Johnny Carson. So it's kind of an interesting thing. So when I opened up this record, I saw that it had a poster. I was like, oh, this is great. I'm going to put this up in the office. But just like the album, it's like there's so much real estate here, and it's this terrible poster. I mean, it's Here, I'm gonna. I should have thought about this before I started filming, but it's a chronic problem around here. It's just not a good poster. It's okay. Magic moments from the Tonight Show. And now here's Johnny. So it's kind of a lame poster, and I was like, I guess I'll fold it back up and put it in the album. Just kind of disappointing because I was like, cool, this would be awesome. They could have done so much more with that. Think if they had like a let me put this back up so you have something interesting to look at. Think if they had like a picture of the set or something of the studio. So it is a 2-record set. I've cleaned both records. They're both in the anti-static sleeves. And like I was saying before, they feature the really cool Casablanca record label. Check that out. That's awesome. Very, very, very cool. I've seen a couple of variants of the Casablanca record label. I think it's really, really neat. Manufactured and distributed by Casablanca Records. 1974. So I thought we would just flip through this release. This is pretty unique, I thought. Do you guys have this? Have you seen it? Have you heard it? If not, good. We'll experience it together. I played it really briefly when I first got it and cleaned it, and then I put it away. So, bear with me. And again, I'm using the vocal mic, so it's pointing in the opposite direction of the speakers. So bear with me here.
Words that offend me. Let's see, Governor Farvis, segregation offend me. Nighttime television offends me. Some nighttime television. The shows that exploit homosexuality, narcotics, and prostitution under the guise of helping the societal problem. And
it's an interesting show. For those of you not in the United States and not familiar with it, it was a combination of stand-up comedy, interviewing celebrities, a dash of social commentary, and live performances. A lot of the who's who of the big band era, made their way onto the show in one form or fashion, including the actual Tonight Show band, which featured, so in the Glenn Miller Orchestra, there were 2 primary saxophonists. You had Tex Beneke, and then you had another gentleman who I'm blanking on. They have the sax battle in the mood. And not Tex, but the other gentleman went on to feature prominently in the Tonight Show band. Okay. So that's Judy Garland. We got some musical snippets in here. Interesting. I thought it was all spoken word.
there are no humans in America.
Interesting.
Ones, isn't it?
I wonder if there's like an intro to the show with a theme song. That'd be cool. What the heck? I love doing it these types of shows because it's literally like we're all experiencing it for the first time. I have no idea what's happening here. Okay, here is another side. It's, like I said, a 2-disc set. So
no, this isn't the Dean Martin show. But don't touch your dial because you got a treat coming up, loaded, to coin a phrase, with a batch of real big stars. I'll drink to that. Here's looking at you, Johnny. And now, here's Johnny.
Look, you really must stop because I have to have the applause sign back in my honeymoon suite. Now, Ed, I want to talk to you.
What?
And I don't like to do this coast to coast on television, but enough is enough. Now, we've known each other for 14 years.
Yes,
That's true.
yes.
We've worked together, and
Right.
I have great affection for you. But it was not necessary to stand in the room on my wedding night going, hey-oh! I think that's pushing friendship, I think, a little far. But anyway, to tell you the truth, I didn't get much sleep last night. My wife woke up with a nightmare. She did. She was dreaming it was our first night together, and she thought Joy Bishop was standing in for me. You see that introduction?
Yes. Dino.
It's really quite a treat being introduced by two drunks the same night. Hey, a little excitement here last night. The earthquake. There was an earthquake in Los Angeles last night. I'm sitting in a hotel, and all of a sudden, the hotel starts to move. And there's a little pause, right?
I want to turn the volume down just to check this out. Some of the talent on here. Bette Midler, Groucho Marx. I mean, it just spans so many generations. Billie Holiday, Judy Garland, Aretha Franklin, Smothers Brothers, Richard Nixon, Peter Falk, Lucille Ball, Dean Martin, Jack Benny, Glenn Campbell, Don Rickles, Sammy Davis, Buddy Hackett. Amazing.
Oh, nothing personal. I joked about your drinking.
Right.
We've been together for 15 years. I made jokes about your drinking. I have never seen Ed, truthfully, take a drink. Because he sits in a closet by himself.
We,
87 minutes to go.
Come on,
It is hard to believe. 1st of October, 11 years ago, I walked out on the stage, insecure, scared, young comedian, and here I am today, insecure, scared, old comedian. We're going to keep doing the show till we get it right. You know that. They're giving us 6 months.
Gee, a lot has happened in the past decade. 2 presidents, right? 3 presidents, 2 wars, 12 different series starring Don Rickles. I just want to give him something to warm up on backstage. You know, you don't always acknowledge all the people behind the scenes on a show like this. That is true. Did you know that it takes over 100 talented people to put a show like this together? A show like this. A show like this. Ours is put together by 3 winos.
I received a telegram from the President Nixon today. Congratulations, he said, on the taping of your 11th anniversary. He said, that'll be a memory. He said, you'll treasure. He said, you keep your tapes, and I'll keep mine.
We've got a great show tonight. Dean Martin, Jack Benny, Dean was already here, Joy Bishop, Don Rickles, Jerry Lewis, who am I leaving out? George Burns. We got a lot of people. This is really not kind of a show tonight. This is kind of a gathering. A lot of great entertainers, a lot of friends of ours who dropped by, and we're just going to sit and see what happens tonight. I saw Jack arrive just a moment, Jack Benny in front of the studio. Should have seen the people going to get autographs as he stepped off the bus. It was one of the sweet scene. So, thank you for joining us. We'll be with you in just 1 minute.
And there you go, guys. The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson and Ed McMahon. Really cool. A unique record. Not something that you come across every day. I mean, at least I don't. I think it's unique. Something fun to listen to. You know, this is something that's... You're not going to find this on CD. You know what I mean? You're not going to find this on Amazon Music, on Spotify, whatever. It's not going to be there. You know what I mean? This is an example of something... People are going to probably, like... prove me completely wrong. But I would venture a guess to say this is not available anywhere else. And I think it's really cool. It's very unique. And it's a moment in time that captures other moments in time. I mean, this is extremely 70s. What did I say? 74? Something like that? 76? And it's a product of that era, including the not so cool poster. But it also captures these interviews and performances from other eras as well. But I digress. Cool record. Let me know down in the comments below if you ever had or have seen this record before. Kind of interesting and unique. So anyway, that's going to do it for now, guys. Happy record hunting. We will see you tomorrow.
wear a long coat and nobody will notice it.